Romoland, for the last decade, has been a leader for English learner achievement, particularly with the reclassification of English learners to become fluent English proficient. After 2020, we saw a decline in student reclassification for English learners as well as their academic achievement.
They were speaking through the computer, and I was like trying to figure out what to do, and they just basically translated to me.
With virtual learning, students had less access to English language peers, primary language support, and English language support from teachers, instructional aides, and their peers.
It is easier to learn English when people are around you because you hear words really constantly.
Once we got that climate and well-being back on campuses, it allowed us to really engage in that rigorous academic content.
The English Learner Proficiency Assessments for California, also known as LPAC, that's the annual state test that English learner students take each year. And we're proud to say that in the past year or two, with a lot of focus on their achievement, we've seen an increase of English learners making growth on their annual LPAC assessment.
We've made several different strategic actions to benefit and support our English learners, really ensuring that we're using our core curriculum and that students have access to that best first instruction.
With our LCAP process, we have strategically invested in expanding staff supports for English learners, the number of bilingual instructional assistants at our schools, professional learning community time for teachers to come together, analyze student achievement data, discuss instructional methods, and make changes to meet the needs of kids.
In my own professional learning community, PLC, we typically look at student data and then provide interventions based on specific needs that they have.
It goes back to knowing each and every one of those students with their academics as well as socially, really being intentional in our planning and instruction.
EL Stories is a strategy that we use district-wide. I created a document that they complete, and from there we strategize as to what it is that we could do specifically for these students to ensure their success.
Myself and our counselors, we identify them early on and pull them in, having those one-on-one goal-setting meetings. If they don't know what they're working toward, we can't expect them to be successful.
So with that investment of both LCAP and title funds, we now have sub-release planning time for teachers, and so all of our schools are taking advantage of the opportunity to have grade level teams or department teams meet for full days with an instructional coach and a site administrator there in the room as well, and they're all working together to best understand their data, know their students, anticipate the needs of their students, and then plan instruction appropriately.
The opportunity for our teachers to meet together and have that time during the school day without having to take the time out of their busy schedules, it's invaluable, and we are lucky in this district that we're able to provide that.
As part of a whole district initiative, we also engage in UDL. It stands for Universal Design for Learning, and it's a framework rather than a curriculum, so it's a way to have students become in charge of their own learning, become expert learners, and kind of see what learning styles work for them.
Our Universal Design for Learning district team over the last few years provided professional learning to all teachers about UDL. We have built out a website with UDL resources for our teachers. We created a Universal Design for Learning lesson planning organizer that all teachers across the district are using.
Teachers can come in and see UDL in action. It's called Romo Classroom Visits.
Playing off of our name, Romo, in these role model classrooms, teachers in the district have an opportunity to sign up and see UDL in action. We have 14 role model classroom teachers in our district at each of our sites, covering various grade levels.
I use station rotation model and blended learning in my classroom, so it really gives them the opportunity to choose how they're learning.
My teacher was really kind. Like, she tried to speak Spanish to me, and she was like so sweet to me, like, aw. And I tried to speak English to them, and that's how we communicated.
The more support that the students are getting, the more they're going to achieve academically. So the district has given us bilingual instructional aides to be able to push into our classrooms and really connect with our EL students.
I provide support with small groups, reading instructions. They feel more confident and they feel supported. I notice when my students improve They speak more fluency, they develop essential readings.
My teacher in 4th grade, she used to give me the books in Spanish so I could understand. But at the same time, I hear the audiobook in English. So I learned a few sentences and words like that.
Giving them multiple means of engagement helps them find what works for them in their learning.
Our drama courses give our students opportunities to practice that language and the language of nuances. Aileen does an amazing job. She loves to be out there and speak, and I think that she is an example to her peers.
It inspires me to just keep learning more English and just give me a lot of confidence, because I know if I know I'm doing what they teach me, I'm feeling like I'm speaking it right.
The goal for us is that all of our 5th graders who have been with us since TK or Kinder reclassify in 5th grade before we send them to the middle schools.
We want those LPAC scores to increase for our student successes because we want them to be able to move on with more opportunities in their schedules.
At Boulder Ridge, we've seen tremendous gains in the outcomes of our students. Over 16% reclassified, and now we're at 30% of our students proficient.
Those investments through the LCAP process, we have the results. It's made a difference.
We encourage our families. Now you have a bilingual student in your home. Now let's work as a community to build your language skills.
They just trust me so much. Anything that they don't understand, they just come, Aileen! And then I go with them to translate. And I feel like they're pretty happy and proud.